Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ajnanatimmirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Sugatandikam Vandeham Shri Gurum Shri Utapatakamelam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamsya Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathamidam Tam Sajivam Sadvaidam Savadudam Parijana Saidam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shivishakhamidam Sya He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpade Gopesha Gopika Kanda Radha Kanda Namastude Tapta Kanjana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Shabano Sude Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhesya Kripa Sindhu Bevacha पतिदानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमः ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिने नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे गुरुवे गौरचंद्राय राधिकाय तदारे कृष्णाय कृष्ण भक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः हरे कृष्णा हरि ओम तत्सत. So welcome all the devotees for today's Bhagavad Gita class. We are reading from Srimad Bhagavad Gita chapter 15 text 6. It's also a very beautiful verse. न तद्भाषेते सूर्यो न शशांको न पावकः यद्गत्वा न निवर्तन्ते तद्धाम परमं मम. न तद्भाषेते सूर्यो न शशांको न पावकः यद्गत्वा न निवर्तन्ते तद्धाम परमं मम. Mayuri Mataji, will you please recite? Difficult to unmute? Okay, then Sachi Mataji, can you please try?
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. न तद्भाषयते सूर्यो न शाङ्को न पावकः यत्कत्वा न निवर्तन्ते तद्धामं परमं मम.
Very bold. And translation, Prince Prabhu?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Translation. That supreme abode of mind is not illuminated by the sun or moon, nor by fire or electricity. Those who reach it never return to this material world.
Very good. So Krishna is telling Arjuna, na tad bhashayate suryo, na shashanko na pavagaha, yad gatvan anivartande tadhama paramam. That abode of mind is not illumined by sunlight, nor moonlight, nor by electricity. So how it is illumined? It is illumined by the effulgence that is coming from the body of the Supreme Lord. Self-luminous. That abode is self-luminous. It doesn't require any entity or any other thing for illumination. Like Surya. In the material world, without the sunlight, we will not. Even we have perfect eyes. Without the light, can we see anything? We have perfect eyesight, but there is no light. What can we see? We cannot see. So either we should have sunlight or moonlight or electricity, power. Okay. So without this medium, we will not be able to see anything, even though we have very good eyesight. So just eyesight is not enough. There should be a medium through which we can see the things. So in that abode of mind, what is the speciality? No sunlight, no moonlight, no electricity. It is self-luminous. How? Because there's already effulgence coming from the body of the Supreme Lord. That's why it's self-luminous. There is no, coming and going of sun or moon or anything of that sort. In the material world, sun rises in the morning and it sets in the evening. So the whole day we have light, and at night it is darkness, but we can store the light and we can use as electricity at night also. We can generate electricity from different sources also, from water, from wind, from this, that, So all these things are available in this material world, so we can see. Just imagine, we are living in a world there is no electricity, no sun, no moon. Can we imagine that? No light, totally dark. How can we live? No vegetations, no grains, no crops. We will not be able to eat anything. There will be no vegetable, because without moonlight, how do we get vegetables and fruits? It is because of moonlight, the vegetation grows, the fruit grows. So there will be no vegetation, no fruits, no grains. So we cannot even imagine, we cannot even think of living in a world without sunlight or moonlight or electricity. It's a must. So, and what is the speciality of that abode? Second speciality. Yad gatvana nivartante. Those have come to my abode, they will never come back to this material world. Tad dhama paramamama. That abode is without the necessity of sunlight, moonlight, and electricity. Okay, and that abode, if somebody comes there, nobody will be coming back into this material world. So this is so it's guarantee that once we get liberated and go to that spiritual world, we can remain there permanently. There is no chance of falling down again to this material world. So once we go back, now it is up to us how we can make this possible to go back home, back to God, to go back to the spiritual world. So what are the qualifications that we need to attain that spiritual world? So this we have to find out, and we should lead a life to acquire that qualification, so that we can also, at the end of this very lifetime, can get there. So Krishna is telling that those who come to my abode will never come back to this material world of suffering. So in the purport, let's see what Prabhupada says. The spiritual world, the abode of the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, which is known as Krishna Loka, Goloka, Vrindavana. So Krishna Loka has three parts basically. Okay, the one is Vrindavana, and other one is Mathura, the third one is Dwaraka. So it is divided into three parts, Krishna Loka. Okay. So Vrindavan, Mathura, and Dwaraka. So it is described here. In the spiritual sky, there is no need of sunshine, moonshine, fire, or electricity, because all the planets are self-luminous. They don't depend on anything or anyone for the light or heat. We have only one planet in this universe, the sun, which is self-luminous. Sun is self-luminous. But all the planets in the spiritual sky are self-luminous. So in this world, only one planet is there, self-luminous. It emits light and heat. No other planets emits, right? But in the spiritual world, everything is self-luminous. The shining effulgence of all those planets called Vaikunthas constitutes the shining sky known as the Brahma Jyoti. What is this called? Brahma Jyoti. Actually, the effulgence is emanating from the planet of Krishna, Goloka Vrindavan. So the Brahma Jyoti, actually the Mayavada devotees wants to merge into the Brahma Jyoti. Actually, that light, that Jyoti, that Shakti is also coming from the planet of Krishna, Goloka Vrindavan. Part of that shining effulgence is covered by the Mahattatva, the material world. Other than this, the major portion of that shining sky is full of spiritual planets. So part of it is said in Bhagavad Gita, Ekamshena Sthido Jagat, Eka Amsha. This material world, is just 1/4 of the total creation. 3/4 is the spiritual creation. So in the material world, it is covered by Mahatattva. That's why it is not self-luminous. What is Mahatattva? It is covered by different layers of Bhumi, Rapo, Analo, Vayu. So each layer is 10 times thicker than the previous one. Okay, so that's why that's light that is emanating from the spiritual world doesn't, get through this Mahatattva. So in the material world, we need an agent, a via medium to get light, and that is sunlight. So material world is covered by Mahatattva, and that Mahatattva is especially the 5 material elements, and this layer after our universe, each layer of this Mahatattva, is 10 times thicker than the previous layer. For example, the first layer is, let's say, earth. Okay. Second layer, above that layer is water. So this water layer is 10 times thicker than the earth layer. Then is fire. Again, it is 10 times thicker than the earlier one, like that. So if someone has to go to the spiritual world, they have to penetrate through these coverings. Just imagine. And of course, apart from these 5 elements, there is also mind, intelligence, and buddhi and false ego. Everything is there. So all these things are there. It's all Mahatattva. Okay, the prime elements. So we have to penetrate, pierce through this, then get to the Brahmajyoti, and from Brahmajyoti again you have to go to the Vaikuntha planets. So those who are following the Mayavada philosophy, they will get stuck there in the Brahmajyoti. Okay. So part of that shining effulgence is covered by Mahatattva, the material world. Other than this, the major portion of the shining sky is full of spiritual planets. It's not just one. We should not think that there is only one Vaikuntha. There are billions and billions of Vaikunthas, it seems. The Lord is available in his different forms, and he is performing leelas with his devotees. Just imagine this material world. We can't even fathom of the extent of material world, the size of the material. We are in the tiniest part of the material universe. Only one universe where we are staying. In that, once Tamala Krishna Goswami, was whenever Tamal Krishna Goswami, one of the prime disciple of Srila Prabhupada, he used to say, whenever Prabhupada speaks, he says, I know. Now, some people have the habit. Even I have that habit. Yes. Okay, like that. So some people have the habit. Yes, I know. Whenever he says, have you noticed that? We all have some such similar habits. So Tamal Krishna Goswami used to say, whenever Prabhupada speaks, I know. Then Prabhupada said, this Tamal Krishna knows everything. For everything he said, he knows everything. Then just to, put his ego down, Prabhupada said, this material universe is just 1/4 of the total creation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Okay, and in this 1/4 of the total material creation, there are billions and billions of universes. We are in one of the universe, which is the smallest. Okay, if there are billions and billions of universes, we are in one of the universe, which is the smallest of all the, because our Brahma, who is headed by Chadurmukha Brahma, who is head of our universe, Chadurmukha. There are Brahmas who has 10-headed, 100-headed, 1,000-headed, 1 lakh headed, 1 crore headed, like that. Just we can't even fathom that. So this is smallest. In that one universe, there are 14 planet system. Okay, in the middle planet system, upper planet system, lower planet system. Upper planet system, Bhuvar, Swarg, then Jana, Mahar, Tapa, Satya. Down, Atala, Vitala, Sudala, Talatala, Mahatala, Rasatala, Patala. There are so many planet systems, not planets, planetary systems. In that middle planetary system, there are 7 islands. Okay, that is called, one of that island is Jambudyup. In that Jambudyup, there are 9 Varshas, and in one of the Varsha is Bharatavarsha. In that Bharatavarsha, there are again 9 Khandas, and one of the Khanda is Bharatakhanda. That Bharatakhanda is the earthly planet, and in that earthly planet, so many continents are there. Okay, and in that so many continents, one of the continents is America, and in that America, there is a city called New York, and in that New York City, there is a gully, there is a lane called 26 Second Avenue, and in that 26 Second Avenue, there is a building, so and so building. In that building, there is a second floor. In that second floor, there are so many flats, and one of the flats, in one room, Tamal is sitting, and he is thinking that he is great. Zoom. he has become powder. He says he knows everything. So like that. So it's not just one planet. The spiritual planet, there is so many. Because 3/4 of the great is so many material universes are there. Each and every universe, each and every planet, there are living entities, not just earthly planet. Say the scientists cannot figure out, they cannot make out about the existence of living beings on other planets. It doesn't mean that there are no living beings. There are living beings whom we cannot see with our imperfect senses. It is said that our body is made up of 8 elements. Bhumi, Rapo, Analo, Vayu, Kammano, Buddhi, Revacha, Ahankara, Idayam, Bhinna, Prakriti, Ashtada. 8. My separated energy is 8 elements, that earth, water, fire, air, ether. Mind, intelligence, and false ego makes the Sthula and Sushma Sharira. Okay, the gross body and subtle body. Okay. That is as far as we are concerned. But as you go upward in the higher planet system, they become more subtler. Okay, here the main element is earth, gross. That is the grossest thing. But as you go upward, the upper planet system, the living entities become subtler. Brahma is made up of what? His body? Anyone knows? Our body, we all know, right? Which is made up of? Our body is made up of what?
Jal, Vayu, Agni.
Yeah. Earth, water, fire, air, ether. Okay. Then mind, intelligence, and false ego. But Brahma's body is made up of buddhi, intelligence. Okay. That's why I said they have a subtler body which we cannot see with our senses, with our eyes. So we cannot say that there are no living beings.
Yeah.
We cannot say. So in this, we cannot go to the earthly, the heavenly planets like Swargaloka or sun planet or moon planet and see for living beings there, because with our imperfect senses we will not be able to see them. They can see us. They are higher beings. So that's why whenever they come, they are able to see us. They are higher beings than us, but we cannot see them. At the same time, you would have noticed, see, when somebody passes away, when the death is approaching some old person, can see some omen. What is that omen? Some dogs are barking, some birds are flying like crow and all, some bad omen. Okay, why dogs are barking? They can see the Yamadutas coming to take the soul of this person dying. We cannot see. See, you would have noticed, or at least you would have heard, or you've seen it some pictures. Ghost, we cannot see. It doesn't have Sthula Sharira. It has Sharira, it has body, mind, intelligence, false ego, which we cannot see. Then they have an ability to take some forms also. They have some ability. ghosts and spirits. So does it mean that if they cannot see anybody with their naked eye, does it mean that there are no living beings in other planets like sun planet or moon planet or Mars or whatever it is? They go there with mechanical arrangement, and they get down there with their naked eyes or with the instrument that they have made. They are not seeing, they are not able to see anything. Doesn't mean that there are no living beings. So there are so many Vaikuntha planets. Okay, as long as living entity is in this dark material world, he is in conditional life. But as soon as he reaches the spiritual sky, by cutting through the false perverted tree of this material world, he becomes liberated. What is this perverted tree? Where we have read this? In this chapter itself, we have read it.
Urgamula
Shakam. There's a tree, okay, whose root is up and the branches are down. So perverted reflection, which we see usually in the reflection of the water. So that person becomes liberated. Then there is no chance of his coming back here. So once we get there, there is no chance of coming back to this material world for perpetual suffering. In his conditional life, the living entity considers himself to be the Lord of this material world, but in his liberated state, he enters into the spiritual kingdom and becomes an associate of Supreme Lord. There he enjoys eternal bliss, eternal life, and full of knowledge. So in the conditional life, what happens? He wants to be the Lord of this material world. They want to enjoy as the Lord. How the Lord enjoys the Lordship? Similarly, we want to enjoy that Lordship in this material world. That's why we are conditioned and we are put in this material world. But once we get liberated and gets there, we'll also enjoy the eternal bliss, eternal life, and full of knowledge. And there is no returning back. There is no coming back. There are no anxieties, no miseries. Here in this material world, katham kadam yad vipadam. Every step there is danger, isn't it? Padam, sorry, not kadam. Padam padam yad vipadam. Kadam is also okay step. Okay. So, which place is good? Material world or spiritual world? Where there are no miseries, no anxieties. No? Always happiness. Happiness keeps increasing also. Here, happiness is just a space between two miseries. In the material world, what is the happiness? A little time between two miseries. That is happiness, flickering. And it's not real happiness also. We think that happiness is compared to, just like in the olden days, the sinners, okay, the victims, the king takes them to the bank of the river, tells the people concerned, put him down, drown him in that river, for some time, keep him underwater for few seconds. And when he's totally suffocated, he brings him up and give him few seconds to breathe. Again, he puts him down. Okay. Then when he is suffocated, he puts him back to breathe. So our happiness is just like when we are taken out of the water for that few seconds of breathing. That is our happiness. Just imagine. So that's the condition of people in the material world. Yes, exactly like that. Because as we told, every step there is danger. When we go to office, there is problem. At home, there is problem. Outside problem, just like, andar, bahar, everywhere there's problem. Is there any peace of mind? Come home, problem of children, they are not studying the homework properly, they are not doing the homework properly, not studying their, class, subjects properly. And in office, a lot of politics, the boss, the juniors, okay, neighbors, and other living entities. So apart from our own body and mind, there are other living entities also, like mosquito, like dog, like snakes, and other animals, friends and relatives. Everything we have to tolerate, isn't it? And more than that, we have natural calamities. It is like the Trishul of Durga, three-pointed, the spear. Have you seen the three the Trivida Klesha, Adhyatmik, Adibaudik, and Adidevik. Okay. Adhyatmik is the kleshas or miseries that is inflicted upon us by our own mind and body. The mind is always flickering, always sometimes accepting, sometimes rejecting, sometimes this, sometimes that. Should I do or should I not do? Should I go, not go? Okay. Should I buy, not buy? Always this dilemma, isn't it? Mind is always creating problem. Body is not cooperating with sometimes headaches, sometimes migraine, sometimes stomach aches, sometimes tooth pain, then eyes, ear, everywhere. It's not cooperating, isn't it? So body and mind both are creating problem one after another. And apart from that, the other living entities like the animals and the colleagues and the members of the same family is creating problem. And on top of that, the natural calamities like flood, drought, famine, corona, isn't it? So where is happiness in this world? In spite of that, those who can smile and pass the time, they are the most luckiest people, not become morose.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Adhikadadar Das Prabhu was telling in one preaching, like it is better to have sufferings in this world. Then only, people will start inquiring where we can go without suffering. Otherwise, we will keep on being happy.
Yeah. Prabhupada is beautifully put that, Why people are still in this material world? They are not adequately frustrated in this material world. That is the reason. They are not adequately frustrated in this material world. So we all should endeavor, put in a lot of effort that this should be our last life in this material world. We should go to that world where we don't have to suffer anymore. Okay. So that is why Prabhupada says very clearly, this Bhagavad Gita is for people like us who wants to get out of this material world. Others are in ignorance. They don't know. They think that this place is, happy place. They can enjoy here happily. Okay. It's just Prabhupada says Phantasmagoria. That's it. Okay. One should be captivated by this information. He should decide to transfer himself to that eternal world and extricate himself from the false reflection of the reality. Okay. Extricate himself from the false reflection of reality. We are in this false world. We think that we are getting happiness here, but unfortunately, we are not happy at all. Okay. Everyone is seeking happiness. But is there any place that they get happiness? No. You think that children, when they, when they are born, after they become 2, 3 years old, 4 years old, when they get some toys, they are very happy. When father brings some toys home, oh, he's very happy. After 3, 4 years, when they become 6, 7 years, when they get a cycle, they are very happy. Okay? And after that, they are fed up. And when they still grow up, 16, 17 years, they want motorbike. When they get there, very happy. Okay. And after they, finish the school, when they get job, they think that they will be happy. But after they start working, they are no more happy. Then they think that when they get married, they will happy. Once they get married, they know what is happiness. Then they will know the real happiness. Then they think that when we get children, we'll be more happy. They will get children also. The problem starts more. Okay. Then they think that when they get retirement, they'll be happy. When they get grandchildren, they'll be more happy. Like that, the time passes. We never take up spirituality, and we are, and in the old age, we are treated like a dog in the house because nobody, the old person is an unwanted person at home. Nobody is there to take care of him because burden. Children are going outside for shopping. It's a burden for them to take the parents also. Why? Because they cannot cope up. They cannot cope up with the face of the youngsters. So this is the real scenario. Purushottam Prabhu, what do you say?
Both of them are very silent today, Prabhu.
I think they cannot unmute.
No, Prabhuji. No, it's okay.
Now it's fine, Prabhuji.
Okay.
I was supposed to say, Prabhuji, then after marriage, actually there's no happiness remains. Even the children don't give you the happiness.
This is a fact, isn't it?
Yes.
A fact. But we take this all as granted. Okay. So for one who is too much attached to this material world, it is very difficult to cut the attachment. But if he takes to Krishna consciousness, there is chance of gradually become detached. Okay. So what is the problem in this material world? We are so much attached to one another. We are attached to the people of our near and dear, that is husband, wife, or children, or parents, then the pets, the neighbors, the friends. Okay. Now, more than everything, the attachment is for things. Previously, we used to love people, use things. Now we love things and use people. It has become like that. So more than, even if father is not there, husband is not there, wife is not there, children are there, no, I need a mobile, that's enough. If mobile is there, I'm happy. WhatsApp, Facebook, Twitter, this, that, that is there. I'm happy, I don't want anything. Isn't it? So like that. So we are just spoiling our time. The valuable human life we are spoiling. Instead of understanding who we are, from where we are coming, why we are suffering this material world, where we can get anxiety-free life, blissful life, without inquiring that, we are just passing our day and night in ignorance. So what's the result? We have to undergo the vicious cycle of birth and death in different species. So one should search out a society dedicated to Krishna consciousness and learn how to discharge devotional service. In this way, he can cut off his attachment to the material world. So just cutting off the attachment is not enough. Okay, we have detached ourselves from the material, but we have to at the same time attach also to devotional service. Otherwise, it's of no use. Just like children are playing with some dangerous things, knife, for example. Okay, a boy is playing with a knife. So what do? Slowly go and take the knife. The moment we take the knife from the hands of that boy or girl, immediately he or she starts crying on top of his or voice, isn't it? Crying, screaming. So what we have to do? We have to slowly take that and give a toy. Isn't it? This is not dangerous. Similarly, we have to detach ourselves from the material attachment and at the same time attach to devotional service, so that we will be on the right track. So therefore, one should take it very seriously. The devotional service, as described in the 12th chapter, is the only way to get out of this false representation of the real tree. Bhaktyamam abhijanati. Okay? Only through bhakti we will be able to get there. Not by karma, nor by jnana, nor by dhyana. Karma without bhakti is incomplete. Jnana without bhakti is incomplete. Dhyana without bhakti is incomplete. Bhakti is a culmination of karma, jnana, dhyana, everything. So ultimately, one should progress to the platform of bhakti. We should do devotional service, perform devotional service for his satisfaction. Then only we can, get out of this material existence. So in chapter 14, the contamination of all kinds of processes by material nature is described. Only devotional service is described as purely transcendent. So as I've explained, so what is the most or apt activity that we should do to get out of this material existence is bhakti. Bhakti amam abhijanati. There is no other way. Hare nama, Hare nama, Hare nama eva kevalam. Kalo nasti eva, nasti eva, nasti eva gadinanida. There is no other way. There is no other way. Doing devote service, chanting the holy name of Hari. 3 times it is repeated. Just to emphasize the importance of the Harinama Kirtana. That's the only way. So the words Paramam Mama are very important here. Actually, every nook and corner is a property of the Supreme Lord, but the spiritual world is Paramam, full of 6 opulences. So every nook and corner of the creation belongs to Supreme Lord. But of that creation, the spiritual world is the topmost. That is highest. That is the best. Why? Because it has all the 6 opulences in full. Which are the 6 opulences? Saraswati Mataji, do you remember? There is a sloka, if you can remember, it will be easy. Aishwaryasya samagrasya Viryasya esasashriya jnana vairagyayoshchaiva shannam bhagaidingana. Okay. Aishwarya, opulences, samagrasya, in full, Viryasya, strength, Yashas, fame, Sri, wealth and beauty, okay, Jnana, knowledge, Vairagya, renunciation. These are the 6 opulences. So spiritual world is full of these 6 opulences. Full. You got it, Mataji? You got this?
One more time, Prabhuji, the 6
Okay.
opulences.
Aishwaryasya samagrasya. Okay.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Viryasya yashasa shriya. Yashas means fame. Shri means both beauty and wealth. Jnana vairagyayoshchaiva shannam bhagaidingana. Shanna means that is 6. These are the 6 opulences.
Okay.
This is from Padma Purana. So, full of 6 opulences. The Katha Upanishad also confirms that in the spiritual world there is no need of sunshine, moonshine, or stars. Na tatra suryo bhadi na chandra tarakam. Taraka means stars. Okay? It's not necessary. So it is there not only in this Bhagavad Gita, it is there also in the Katha Upanishad. For the whole spiritual sky is illuminated by the internal potency of the Supreme Lord. That supreme abode can be achieved only by surrender and by no other means. So the whole spiritual sky is illuminated by the internal potency of Supreme Lord. So we all know there are 3 potencies for the Supreme Lord primarily: internal potency, external potency, marginal potency. The internal potency is known as Antaranga Shakti, and the external potency is known as Bahiranga Shakti, and the marginal potency is known as Tathastha Shakti. So all the spiritual world is under his internal potency. All the material world are under his external potency. All the living beings are under his marginal potency, Tathastha Shakti. So without surrendering to that Supreme Lord, we cannot go there. So the only process is to take surrender of that Supreme Lord and perform the activities for his pleasure. Then we will be eligible to go back home, back to God. Otherwise, we will have to undergo in this material world the vicious cycle of Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi in different species. We have been continuing this process from time immemorial. When are we going to stop this? It's not that 1 or 2 times we took birth. Millions and billions of times we have come and gone in different forms, in different species. Okay. Now it is high time that we put a full stop to this vicious cycle of birth and death and go to our original home, that is Vaikuntha, where we can have a eternally blissful, knowledgeful life. So this is what this sloka teaches us. So Krishna very nicely tells Arjuna, do or perform the activities in such a way that you are eligible to go back home, back to Godhead in this lifetime itself. Hare Krishna. So any comments or any questions on this?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhu, I was reading Mahabharata. In that, Arjuna is actually going to the Indra boat to get all the celestial weapons. That time, Arjuna is also telling like the area is self-illuminated because he's searching for moon, sun, and everything, and he's searching everywhere. He's not finding anything. And Arjuna is telling, I don't know from where this light is coming, but it is so bright. And it doesn't have any fire or sun or moon, but it is so bright here. The same thing Arjuna will be explaining, Prabhu, like Indraloka, how is it?
But Indraloka is actually solved within the material world. It needs soon moonlight and sunlight. Yeah, it is within the material world. They need. See, only up to the middle planetary system, it is illumined by the agency of sun and moon. But the lower planet system, the light doesn't reach there. So how it is illumined? How that place is illuminated? Because of the light coming from the money of the great Nagas from the Naga planet.
So that means Indraloka is also having sun and moon, Prabhuji?
Yes, definitely.
Because I was reading it as...
Up to Brahmaloka.
Okay.
This is material universe, no? Material universe.
So this is talking about only Goloka Vrindavan.
Yeah, this is only by spiritual planets. So if only the lower planetary system, this light doesn't reach there. So there it is illuminated by the shining of the gems or money that is there on the hood of this great Nagas.
Probably I understood wrong, Prabhuji. Tomorrow I'll just take a screenshot and I'll send it to you. I mean, no, sorry, I'll take a photo and send it to you.
All the planets, all the universes in the material world needs sunlight. Without that, it cannot. So this is applicable only from the Brahmajyoti and up in the spiritual sky.
Okay, okay, Prabhu. Understood.
Any other points? Parag, add something. Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Actually, this Bhu, Bhuva, and Swargaloka, the middle planetary system, Prabhuji, no?
Yeah.
And these three planetary systems are done by sun only, Prabhuji, because then after that it is all a higher planetary system, so there is already divine already. So my understanding.
No, all the material. See, even they see this, where is we have read here also. In the spiritual sky, there is no need of sunshine, moonshine, fire, or electricity, because all the planets are self-luminous. We have only one planet in this universe, the sun, which is self-luminous. But all the planets in the spiritual sky are self-luminous. Shining effulgence of all these planets called Vaikunthas constitutes shining sky known as the Brahmajyoti. Okay. So all the material universe, this is the smallest. Everything is dependent on the energy of sun. It is not like that in 24 morning. The time scale there is different. The time scale in the higher planetary system is different. But in the lower planetary system, it is said, it is there in the 5th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam also. The light doesn't reach. The light of the sun doesn't reach there. But still, it is illuminated, from the Nagas money.
Nagas.
mentioned there. Yeah. So even up to Brahma Jyoti, I mean the Brahma's planet Satyaloka, the sunlight goes. That's what it says. Our scripture says. We need that.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Actually, I was also confused, Prabhu. I thought it's only the earth that is illuminated by
No.
sun.
No.
Above that, no.
All the planet, all the higher planet system from the middle planetary, except the lower planet system. There the light doesn't, because it is just like a thick, you see, if you make three-tier cake, one after another, is like that. But in this upper planet system, lot of space is there between the two planets or planet system. But here down is not like that. It's packed. The light doesn't go, and it is gross. As you go down, it becomes gross, more and more gross. Especially in the fifth canto, if you read the Vedic cosmology, you will get an idea.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Maji.
So it means the all planets have their moon or sun, or this is a single sun?
So for this universe, there is only one sun. Moon, maybe there are many, I don't know. But for this, we have one moon. But the sun is only one for the whole universe. And the light of which goes spread throughout the universe except the lower planet system, which it cannot penetrate. It's very gross. It cannot penetrate. All other planets are just like floating in the sky, material sky. The lower planetary system is just like we have kept, a few loaves of bread on top of one. Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Talatala, Mahatala, Rasatala, Patala. One upon another. So the sunlight doesn't reach there.
Okay,
But still it is illuminated. And that source of illumination is from the money of the Nagas. Very shining monies are there, it seems, which can spread light and heat far distance.
And one more thing I read, Prabhuji. Please continue, Prabhuji. Sorry.
Yeah, tell me.
Mataji, continue, no problem.
It's okay. This is something different. So if it is related to the sun, then you can.
Yeah, Prabhuji, I was just saying for this all Patal Loka, there is a tunnel, no Prabhuji, which goes from Bhuloka till Patal Loka.
No, I didn't get you. What is that?
There is a tunnel, Prabhuji, there's just go from the Bhuloka till Patal Loka. So by this tunnel, the beam goes down.
No, there's no such tunnel. Where did you read that?
Prabhuji, they told us in this class, this cosmology class, they told there is a tunnel.
What sort of tunnel is that?
Which go across all this Bhulok to Patal Loka direct.
The light goes.
Not like Prabhuji, there is a tunnel which goes down. So that's why all the stories are there, like Hanuman goes down, or Bhim, when he drink that kheer. So he goes to the Nagaloka.
Okay, Bhim went through the this thing, ocean and all. So how it goes, we don't have. I don't know any idea.
That's what they told in the cosmology class, that because this is a law of one planet only, actually, and that.
I know how where it goes, where it ends, we don't know.
Yeah, that's just
even if you go, if you see the length and breadth of the ocean, we can figure it out. Some place the depth we cannot figure it out.
Yes.
Still. So where it ends, we don't know. So maybe we don't know, but there is no clear-cut information about that.
Cosmology class, they
maybe, but there's no clear-cut information in that. Maybe in some other scriptures there, maybe we don't know. But in cosmology, if you listen to the Vedic cosmology, you will get an idea of this. Now, how this sunlight and heat reaches other planets in different parts of the universe.
Because
And
they even told us that the level of sun is rounding is lower than the moon, because moon
Yeah.
is on a higher planet
Yeah.
than the sun.
as per Bhagavatam, moon is farther than the sun from the reference point of Earth. But as per science, no, it is not like that.
Science, no. Yeah, cosmology, they say sun is on.
It's very difficult. It is very difficult to reconcile or to understand. Also, many things are correct, but many things it is beyond our understanding and logic. Very difficult to figure it out. It's a very, very tough subject matter, especially the fifth canto as per about this cosmic Vedic cosmology. Some will get some idea. So best, instead of when you read, you will not get anything. At least listen to the class. You will get some understanding, because their PowerPoint presentation, diagram, this and that. With that, they are explaining the orbit of different planets and what speed, how it is going. All these things are there. Sometimes it goes above the head, but still some idea will get. You have to see this again and again, then you'll get some idea. I had sent earlier also the Vedic cosmology from one Prabhu in Australia. I forgot his name. What is his name?
Name I don't remember, Prabhu, but I have the video. Yeah, he has continuous class, Melbourne.
There are five sessions. He has very nicely explained.
His English is also very good, Prabhu.
Yeah, and there are team of expert scientists, IITians. They have figured it out after reading this for years together. This Ghanshyam Das Prabhu. Okay, they have studied this fifth canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, and they have referred to other literatures, Vedic literatures, and they have compiled. They have made this presentation very nicely. Not one or two. So many years they have studied this. Then they could figure it out. So if you see that again, not once, again and again, if you see, you will get some idea. Very nice class. Ghanshyam Das from Australia. It's an Indian. It's an Indian origin, but very nicely as presented. If you all,
I shared the video, Prabhu. Part 1 I've shared in the group.
So there are 5 sessions, I think. If you get time, please see that. Then you will get an idea. So this middle planet system, we think that only this is the Earth. No, it's a planetary system. This quite huge it is. And this Earth is very insignificant planet in this planetary system. But this is Karma Bhumi. Other places are not Karma Bhumi. This place is Karma Bhumi. So any other points? So next is text 7. So please make a note of that.
By Hat Sloka, Prabhu, next week.
I didn't give?
No, Prabhuji.
Okay, I'll give it.